look, I don't even know where we live anymore. I don't know what's going on, man. I feel like I'm in like a post-apocalyptic movie right now. I feel like I'm in RoboCop or Mad Max Fury Road. This is legit like Mad Max Fury Road. Like I don't understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like any minute we're gonna be fighting in the Thunderdome or something like that. I mean, it's getting crazy out here, straight up. You know, if you don't know, Minnesota Congresswoman lllhan Omar, she was in a town hall type meeting, and some crazy dude runs up on her with this weird substance and sprays it at her. We don't know what the substance is. Like, that's some straight Joker type stuff too, just running around and spraying people with weird substances. They said it smelled like vinegar. So now why a man would want to spray vinegar on his enemy, I don't know. But that's what he did. I guess you can't reason with crazy people. Now, lllhan says this all happened after some Trump speech where he basically mentioned her and the whole crowd booed all at once, and he kind of made fun of her and where she's from. I think he said like only thing Somalia is known for is pirates. Excuse me, he said the only thing Somalia is known for is pirates. That's my Trump impression. It's really bad. And you know, the Republican Party has never really liked this lady for whatever the reason. Even before Trump said anything, they just never really liked her. And I don't know if it's because she's Muslim, is it because she's foreign, or is it because she has that thing on her head? I don't know. Maybe they were like, it's one thing to be foreign, it's one thing to be Muslim, but then you gonna put that thing on your head too? Nah, it's too far. Somebody gotta kill her. You know, I don't know. I think she said something about Israel a couple of years back. I think that's when things first got tense, maybe. But I think Trump legitimately just doesn't like the thing on her head. But there's something about her they just kind of zoned in on, and they've disliked her ever since. And Trump really dislikes her, and he really like rallied the crowd against her. Now, is that why this guy did that? Did he see that and then did this? I don't know. I mean, you can't really prove that correlation, but she's saying that's what happened, and Trump did have a rally that day. Like it happened like right before. So I don't know, maybe. Bitterness has taken root in so many people's hearts today, in America and abroad. But you know, I feel like America, especially, like, you know, when you look online, everybody's fighting, everybody's arguing. Everywhere you go online, it's just people arguing with each other, and sometimes it's just people arguing with bots, because of course, like, a lot of these comments are just bot comments. So a lot of times people just yelling at robots, you know. It just made me think about what the Bible says about not letting bitterness take root, right? Because when you think about it, being bitter is almost like, it's like cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like if it starts growing and you don't get it out quick enough and you don't do anything about it, it's gonna sit there, it's gonna grow, it's gonna fester, and then, you know, what would have been non-invasive surgery to take out that cancer, now you have to do serious chemotherapy and serious invasive surgery to get rid of the sickness. You know what I'm saying? The longer you let bitterness take root, the harder it is to get rid of it, right? And the more erratic it makes you, right? Because it's taken over, just like the cancer, it's taken over your body. Well, you know, bitterness and hate can take over you, and it makes you act irrational, like spraying random congresswomen at a town hall meeting. You know what I'm saying? It's not what goes into you that defiles you, it's what comes out of you that defiles you, right? And what comes out of you comes from whatever has taken root of your heart, right? If God has taken hold of your heart, what comes out of you is good. But if the devil has taken hold of your heart, if anger has taken hold of your heart, pride has taken hold of your heart, then what's going to come out of your mouth is going to be evil. You know, the Bible kind of compares bitterness to like a plant, right? Where, okay, it's growing outside the ground and you can see it's visible to everybody, right? So you can see their bad behavior, right? But on the inside, if you dig underneath the surface, deep down in there in the dirt, or deep down in your heart, right? That's where the root is. And there's this root of bitterness just growing in people, right? Like that crazy guy who sprayed her with whatever he sprayed her with. He wasn't born like that, right? He wasn't always crazy, probably. But, you know, he probably watched a bunch of political podcasts, watched a bunch of news stations, listened to his friends that shared the same view as him and maybe were angry about certain things that lady was doing or that her political party is doing. And what happened is those people were watering, this plant that was taking root in his soul and in his heart. And once you water that plant enough, again, it sprouts out and it grows, and what comes out of you is evil.
That's why when I saw Trump egging on that crowd, I was like, yo, he doesn't realize what he's doing.
What he doesn't realize that he's doing is he's growing a seed. He's growing a plant. He's sowing seeds of hatred, right? And what he's going to reap is violence. And see, on the topic of reaping what you sow, this instability in America, all of this hatred in America, all this political violence that's going on, whether you're talking about Charlie Kirk, that first Trump assassination attempt, which is really weird because that dude was a registered Republican. So I don't know what's going on. It's like MAGA on MAGA crime. I don't know what to say about that. But, all this political instability and all this hatred and discord, we've been sowing that for years and now we're finally reaping it. But, what do you expect when your news outlets are all so slanted one way or the other? When no news is bipartisan, it's all got a slant, and then everything is so sensationalized, right? Like you can't even get straight news sometimes because everything's so sensational, everything's so like dramatic, and everything's so heightened, and there's so many lies, and it gets in these people's heads, and they sit around and they listen to it, and they get incubated in it, and it's all their algorithm is feeding them is this one opinion that could be wrong, that could be dangerous, that could be crazy, and it makes them angry inside, and it gets a root of bitterness inside, and they can't shake it. And then they start thinking irrationally because they start thinking, number one, some things are bigger than they really are. Number two, sometimes they're just going off completely wrong information. And number three, when you have somebody that's already a little bit unstable and then you throw them a whole bunch of craziness and lies, they lose their grip with reality completely, right? Because they're wrapped up in your lies. They're wrapped up in this fake reality that is their algorithm, when it's like, no, that's not even the real world. Like, you lost sight of reality, brother. You lost sight of God and reality. And now, you at the town hall meeting spraying people with olive oil. You know what I'm saying? We did this. You know what I'm saying? We did this. The news stations need for ratings and to sensationalize everything and to take everything to the, everything to the extreme has made the culture that we have today, where people can't even go across party lines and talk barely because, people can't stand each other. They can't stand liberals can't stand conservatives, and people are really losing their mind. And it's really life and death for some of these people. This dude really felt like he had to spray this lady with whatever he sprayed her with. He was like, yo, it's my job to take care of this lady. No one else is gonna do it. If I don't spray this lady, who gonna spray this lady? That's what he's thinking in his mind. He's like, I have to do something about this. I can't just sit here anymore and listen to this. I gotta take action. Yo, that's the world we living in right now. That's the world we living in. Everybody think they're the Punisher. It's crazy. It's interesting because God always says, yo, you want to know about people, look at the fruit that they grow. Look at their fruit. You know what I'm saying? And you can look at certain entertainers and politicians in society and just look at what they've sown in culture, what they've grown out of people, and you can really tell what their true character is. You know what I'm saying? Because good influences more good, evil influences more evil. Biblical principle. But look, I just want to tell everybody, no matter what, side of the aisle you on, you can't get into heaven with bitterness in your heart. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be happy and in peace with bitterness in your heart. Yo, your soul was not made to carry bitterness. right? Like your soul literally was not made to carry that. You'll never be happy like that. You're not meant to carry bitterness inside of you, right? It affects you. It affects you. You know, it has an effect. But more importantly, you can't be with God and have all that anger in your heart. God said you have to have a pure heart to get into heaven. Well, your heart's not pure if it's full of bitterness, right? You got to let that bitterness out. You got to wash it out. You got to wash your heart out. Sometimes, and it happens to us all, right? Our hearts all get dirty sometimes. Somebody cuts you off on the highway, you flick them off, your heart's a little dirty. You got to ask for forgiveness and forget about what happened, and you got to wash your heart out a little bit. But if you let bitterness really take its hold, it's going to be hard to wash it out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't clean something enough, eventually it's going to be so hard to clean out all of that guck and bile that you may never truly be able to get it out. At the end of the day, we all trying to make it to heaven, Democrat, Republican, whatever. We just trying to make it to heaven. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to clean your heart out, because that's the only way you're going to see God. It's the only way you're going to see God is to make sure that your heart is clean. Because you gotta understand, people in heaven aren't just standing around with beef. People in heaven aren't just sitting there with bitterness in their hearts, angry and mad. God don't want that around him. Why would he let you into heaven? He just gonna be sitting up there with a bunch of evil people? Nah, he did that already, remember? And that fool started tripping and God had to throw him down to earth. So yeah, I'm just telling people, hey man, look man, I don't know. Maybe this is a pointless battle, but please people, please don't let what you see on TV, don't let what you hear people talking about on podcasts, don't let people in your regular life get you so upset that, some type of bitterness takes root in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be hard to get rid of after a while. And it's not worth it. Don't let nothing take your peace, yo. It's yours. It don't belong to them. Don't let nobody take it. That peace is yours. And it's given to you by Jesus Christ. Don't let nobody take your peace, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody knock you out of your box. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even worth it. And at the end of the day, if you go home upset, who really won, them or you? All right, I'm out, man. Peace.